It's like, no, not my lips. That's what his complaint was.
The video.
No, I love Meken. Meken, honestly, was really funny in Tokyo. He'd pull the most serious faces when he'd be like saying jokes and stuff. You know, you wouldn't even tell if he was like being like serious or not. Like he'd just say something and then just sit there and just look at you. And I'd be like, oh my god. But yeah, everyone was really cool. You know, all the EU guys, the NA guys, the Asian guys. You know, everyone was really cool. Yeah, I remember like when we were meeting the North American guys, Coolio. Some of you know him from he's in War Is Necessary, I think. Yeah, and he come up to us. He come up to RDU and he goes, "Hey, I'm Coolio, NA's MVP." And I'm like, "All right."
Oh my
And then
god.
yeah, I know he's like really so almost cocky. And then yeah, he went out first round DN. Feel sorry for him, but yeah. It was really fun, Toke. I mean, I remember most things. I mean, Shinjuku was awesome. I went to Akihabara, the technology central. Like, you know, it was like we went into this place. It said it was called like a games shop or something. So we went in there. We go in there. It's just like anime porn everywhere. We're just looking around. It's like, all right, okay, it's pretty odd. Like, it's just all these just. You know, just manga porn everywhere, just posters and stuff, and like these videos just going on in the background. It's like, okay, right, guys.
Did anyone nip to the toilet at that stage?
It's like, be right back, guys. 5 minutes, and then you just hear him like just fapping in the background. No, it was so like odd as well. You just be walking down the street, and Miles, he should be like uploading videos sometime soon whenever he gets his camcorder back. But like, there was this TV like outside this shop, and it was like. They do this. Japan has the weirdest show. It's like they had a show where these two scorpions were like fighting, like all these weird sort of insect things were just fighting each other, and it was pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
It's a bit like a constant Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like insect version. It was quite fun. I mean, saw like loads and loads of things. I mean, if COD and Chevy, I mean, COD's coming on as a special guest sometime soon, isn't he? I mean, we can talk about it. I'm sure he has some memories to talk about. I mean,
I'm sure
Chevy
also have memories as well.
Chevy was the funniest guy. I mean, like in the airport in Frankfurt, like this is when we got there. Like just got into Frankfurt. We flew I flew with Miles into from Heathrow into Frankfurt, and that's where we met everyone. And like we met Chevy. He was the last person to like be found. We were just waiting around for Chevy for ages, and he finally comes. And like we're talking to him, and he spits out his chewing gum onto this spotless floor, right? And he just stamps on it. He goes, "Seriously, guys, I hate Germans." You know, and I was just like, oh my god, this guy. You know, because we talked to Chevy on Skype and stuff, and he's really like quite sensible. And you speak to him like he's just badass. But yeah, he was so funny guy. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about Tokyo, like more aspects of it some other time, I guess. When we got some guests on and whatnot. Just get Chevy on here. He'll tell us about his nights out. He went out on his own, like some of the nights in Tokyo. He used to go out on his own and go to bars and stuff, and he'd come back like 3 a.m, just wake up Dinger with like a bottle of Jack Daniels. And you know, I don't know what happens after that, but Dinger's probably regretting it. But yeah, no, really. Just we'll talk about it some other time. Next podcast maybe. Like I'm sure people have got other memories. So.
Yeah, when we get Steve and then we'll sort out.
Yeah. Steve, Miles and COD, that'd be quite cool. What else were we going to cover? It's a bit unorganized, guys. So
Lopez's tricks and tips on Bloodbath.
Oh, Bloodbath, yeah.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about the maps, weren't we? And it was your turn to talk about
Bloodbath.
BB.
Oh my god, I played Bloodbath so much, obviously, because I do so many one-on-ones with people, you know. And it was me and Aaron, really. We spent quite a lot of time on Bloodbath, like sorting how this is on that. We use that map as like a basis to work on our aim.
Yeah.
And together, like we just did constant one-on-ones versus each other, and just giving each other advice on like awareness and you know on certain grounds where to aim your camera. You know, because hopefully most of you are aware. You know, your middle of your screen, using your camera angle. You know, when you aim with L1, it will go point straight line where your middle of your television is. So I mean, you just got to try and remember where the middle of your screen is. And I mean, after lots and lots of practice of just, you know, even if you just go into like the combat training and just play against dolls, I mean, you'll start getting used to it. And like, I know it sounds weird, but you know, you have a muscle memory, and you'll just remember it, like in the future, and it will just come easily.
Yeah, that's if you use the camera orientation, the default camera system, which I'm sure everyone does anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you should be using camera orientation, because player orientation, I don't even think many people know what player orientation is, except for
player orientation, turn the podcast off.
MGO1 was the real player orientation thing, because it aimed straight to the head. You know, it wasn't. You can't do it now, really. So also, Matt.
Hold on, I'm going to bring memory back to Lopez. The day I switched him to camera orientation.
I knew you were. I just knew it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to be a man and explain myself. Okay, Mike here was on an alt, it would seem. I did not know this at the time. And on MGO1.
Hold on. I need to reiterate something. I was on Skype to Lopez at the time.
Oh yeah, he was on Skype as well at the same time. So we're in the same game, right? I didn't know who he was. He was on the other team. It was Capture Kiras B. I was getting ragged by this nobody. I didn't even know who it was, and it was called the Echo Factor. That was Mike's ult. And basically, I was getting ragged, and I was crying, and then...
Not literally, but he was in his own head.
Yeah, and then afterwards, Mike was like, yeah, you do realise that I was the Echo Factor. And I was like, what?
Then that's when, like, his life was over.
I was player orientation at this time, and he was just, you know, he was up top, above me, aiming down so fast. I was just wondering how he was doing this. And he told me afterwards that, you should use camera orientation because you can do this, that, and the other. You can aim upwards quicker, you can aim downwards quicker on other levels. I mean, that was the thing on MGO1, because on MGO1 it was on levels, you know, it was done on levels. Camera orientation, it was better to be on the top level than on the same level as people with player orientation, because they would have the advantage.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't get that as much on MGO2 because player orientation sucks, and everyone uses camera orientation.
Yeah, especially to box pop, or what they think is box popping anyway.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, you know, everyone's going off track of what a box pop actually is. You know, box pop is not constantly pressing. What is it? Is it L2 or
L2?
L2, yeah.
I haven't played Metal Gear Online for like a month, like 2 months actually, and I even know the controls. It's L2, Lopez.
Oh, well, you know, I don't need to know. I'm that good. Right, yeah.
You were going to talk about this, like, I don't know, sorry, after you talk about your little box pop.
Yeah, the box pop. Yeah, guys, you know, box popping is not constantly tapping L2. You know, box popping is you go into the box to readjust your aim, not to go into the box, come out again, miss again. That is not a box pop. That is a fail. That is a waste of time.
As a fail pop.
You might as well.
Yeah, guys, that's a fail pop.
Yeah.
fail popping around.
So now that's a new term we're bringing into MGO. Fail pop.
Yeah, I want to see this. I want to see this term used in the future. I want to go into a room and I want someone to say to me, "When I miss a box pop, that was a fail pop." Someone should do that.
And yeah, also about box popping. I mean, on Metal Gear Online 1, quite frankly, the people who play camera orientation, if they were box popping properly, I mean, it was pretty hard to beat them to a headshot. I mean, even on Metal Gear Online 2, when box popping was really coming into like its own. I mean, box popping it's not always about readjusting your camera angle. It's also meaning if you're playing against somebody who's just stood there and you can't get a clean headshot on them, because if you stand still, they are going to get you. Box pop is meant if you go down to your box, they are going to aim down. Well, you readjust your camera and you can just come out and they're going to be shooting at your knees or your genitalia, and you are there on their head and they are dead.
Mm.
That rhyme.
That is a box pop, not a fail pop. Okay, kids?